everybody, today I am doing something quite different for me. I'm not talking about makeup, I'm not talking about fashion, I'm not talking about cosplay, I'm cooking. And believe it or not, I can cook. But this is a carnivore recipe because about 2.5 months ago, I went on the carnivore diet and it changed my life for the better. I can't even begin to tell you how much improvement I have noticed. I will do that in a separate video. If you're offended by meat, click off right now. I totally understand. Not judging, please don't judge me and I won't judge you, but we're gonna make meat cookies. And if you are a strict carnivore and very dogmatic about no plant-based products whatsoever, including spices, you're going to hate me as well. So go ahead and click off because we are going to be using a bit of cinnamon and ginger in this recipe, which I totally pulled out of my ass. So it may be an epic fail, but we'll just see. And I'm starting off with a pound of grass-fed beef. Now this is a bit controversial in the carnivore community. Some people say it has to be grass-fed. Some people say it doesn't matter. Many people say it's preferable, but not necessary. I'm one of those people who feels like it's preferable, but not necessary. Having said that, I will agree that it is pricey, especially when compared to your typical beef. Now, the way I justify it is thinking, well, I'm carnivore now, I don't buy any processed snacks, I don't buy alcohol, I don't eat in restaurants, I don't buy produce, I just buy meat. And so if I'm gonna splurge a little bit and get some really good quality grass-fed beef, and the reason that a lot of people prefer grass-fed is because of the linoleic acid that might seep into the fat of animals who have been eating corn and other grains. So it's definitely preferable, but many people will say not necessary. So we're gonna go ahead and plop this in the bowl. I'm going to add an egg, and I am terrible at cracking eggs. So what I have to do is crack it in a measuring cup. Check for shell. There's a bit of shell, because I suck. Fish it out. Done. And I know that many of you are going to want to give me tips about how to crack an egg. I've tried them all. I'm just not very coordinated. So I appreciate it, but it's not gonna help. So we're gonna beat the egg. I'm just using a teaspoon. You can use a whisk if you're fancier. I'm gonna dump this in. We're gonna mix up our wet ingredients. And for the dry ingredients, I have a Ziploc baggie of pork panko. These are just pork rinds that I crushed up myself. Apparently you can buy pork panko already crushed up. I've never seen it, but it's not a problem to do it myself. So, ooh, this has gotten heavy. Just gonna dump this in. So in case it's not clear, this is a substitute for flour. As you know that we keto carnivores do not eat gluten, we do not eat flour, and we are all the better for it. And now for the controversy. So I have cinnamon, ginger, and clove. And the reason that I was craving these particular spices is because my aunt and uncle came over last night and brought some molasses cookies, and I was so tempted. I love molasses cookies, I love gingerbread cookies, I love anything in that flavor category, but I don't do so well with sugar, I don't do so well with carbs, and I especially don't do well at all with fiber. So fiber is my personal concern. Your personal concern might be completely different, but I will pop the nutrition info up on the screen for cinnamon, ginger, and clove. You can pause it if you want to look at it. So as you can see, we do have a bit of carbs. As you can see, we have a teeny tiny little bit of fiber, and we don't have any sugar, and we have a little bit of potassium. I looked at a different nutrition breakdown, and they indicated that some of these have magnesium, which many carnivores tend to be a little bit deficient in, from what I understand. Again, remember, I'm a baby carnivore, go easy on me. I may have my facts a little bit twisted here and there. You can correct me as long as you do it politely. But you have to think this is for a teaspoon of each. I am putting a teaspoon in a pound of ground meat. And so that's gonna shake out to negligible carb, fiber, any kind of objectionable content per cookie, unless you eat the whole batch, which you might, but I won't. Okay, I gotta tell you guys right now, this smells a little funky. I'm not sure how it's gonna turn out. Like I said, this is an experiment, but I'm just gonna take a little ball of meat, and instead of just rolling it into a ball and putting it on a cookie sheet like you would an actual cookie, I'm gonna go ahead and flatten it as I would a sausage patty or a burger patty so that it will cook properly. Voila. And here's a slightly bizarre step that I added. I cubed some Gouda cheese, no carbs, no fiber, and I'm going to use this as chocolate chips, and we'll just see if it's good. I don't know if it'll taste good. I don't know if it'll look good. It may melt, it may be awful, it may come across as icing, it may be delicious. I don't know. And here's what they look like before going in the oven. I know I made so many mistakes in this video. I didn't have good close-ups when I was actually mixing the food. I will get better, I promise. If you stick with me, you will see I will get better. And so we're gonna pop these in the oven and see what happens. I don't know, they may be terrible. Oh, and I have the oven set to 400 degrees. No idea if that's the appropriate temperature, and I don't even know how long I'm supposed to cook these. I'm just gonna keep an eye on them. We'll see. So they're looking pretty okay. They smelled a little bit funky when I was mixing the ingredients, but now they're smelling kind of good. I think this might be a success. Moment of truth. We'll see what happens. Okay. They look really greasy and fatty and wonderful. If you're new to carnivore, adjust your thinking. Greasy and fatty is a good thing. Okay, I'm cutting to make sure that they are cooked all the way through. I know that there are a lot of people out there who are fine with eating raw meat. They may even prefer it. I'm not there yet. That still gives me the icks, big time. Looks fine. Okay, let's see what it tastes like. It's kind of like sweet sausage. I like them. And so I have my lunch. A little note on snacking. If you are a carnivore and you snack, that's fine. Most of the carnivores I know, myself included, don't snack. We just eat. If we're hungry, we have a meal. And if we're not hungry enough to eat a meal, we just wait. I tend to eat once or twice a day, and that is pretty common for carnivores. You get a lot of nutrients in one meal. So these, I don't consider these snacks. I consider these a meal or part of a meal. So yeah, but if you want to snack, have at it. It's your life, no judgment. You do you. You do what works for you. And on a final note, I know that I was probably pretty awkward in this video just because this is a new format for me. I have never filmed myself cooking before. And so yeah, I'm sure that it was probably pretty atrocious in parts. Please know that I'm not uncomfortable. I'm not shy. This is just, you know, it's just different. And so it's a period of adjustment. I will definitely do it again. I will definitely get better. And for those of you who follow my makeup and fashion videos, I am wearing the ColourPop at Forest Sight palette, collaboration with the beautiful Raw Beauty Christy, and here it is. You can't see it, but it's lovely. I'll maybe do a whole video on it, but I think we all know that it's pretty. And then I have some Betsy Johnson boots. I mean, check these out. Woo! These are going to be part of a Borderlands costume that I will be doing in the pretty distant future. It's going to take a lot of work to get that one together, but you can find these on the Macy's website. They are super expensive right now, but wait for a sale. That's what I did, and I got a steal. So, meat cookies, what do I call these? I don't want to just call them meat cookies. I'll call them holiday meat cookies. So, this is the recipe as it is. I will put it down in the description box. I'm sure that it will evolve, and when it does, I'll let you know. So thank you very much for watching my very awkward first kitchen video. Very special shout out to you if you were watching this video on the toilet. I do not watch videos on the toilet nearly as often now that I'm a carnivore because I am not constipated anymore. So I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.